Hello, today we are going to see how to solve error Win32 exception network path was not found when you are running your web application using Visual Studio 2022. Today's objectives are: first, you will learn how to run the apps on your Visual Studio 2022, and then you will open the apps, and then you will run the web apps, and then you will see the error Win32 exception. The network path was not found, and you will find the cause of it. The server path or the IP address is wrong. Solution: you use the local host or the current IP address. You would insert the current IP address to the appsettings.json and then fix the web apps. Now it's be working. All right, we will see how that is done. Okay, here is the example of the open apps with Visual Studio 2022. You go into your local machine and you run the web apps that you want to test out, and then you will click on the current application. The next thing is to run the web. You run the web by clicking the debug, the start debugging, or you press F5. Next, when you run that, wait for the next 5 minutes or less. The Win32 exception, the network path was not found. You observe this unhandled exception occurred while processing the request. And then the cause of this, the server path or the IP address is wrong. You notice that when you are on the connection string, you say the server equals. Right now, the server IP address is 10.100.101.0, and that seems to be wrong for this local computer we will check on. Now, when you type on your C prompt, go to the command prompt to find the solution. You use a local host or the current IP address. Now you go to the command prompt, the C prompt, type ipconfig /all, and then you look for the IP address. The IP address is preferred is 192.168.2.132. You copy that and you go back to you insert the IP address to the appsettings.json in your web application. Here is how I made the change, and it's working. Now after that, you press F5 again. You notice it's fixed. The web apps is now working. Thank you. We will go on. Okay, we shall continue. First, we will have to open the web apps on Visual Studio 2022. So you go to the computer, right click it, and you open the apps. Now the app is now running. Now we will run the web apps by clicking debug, start debugging. Now here is the web app. Click on debug, start debugging, or press F5. Now we click on start debugging. Now if you notice, the IP address is 10.100.101.0. And for that reason, if you go and look at the file, the web app is now running as localhost 7029. And let's see what happened. Just give it a minute because it's going to have the error because the IP address is wrong. It's showing the progress right here that's loading. We have to wait for it to finish loading. Okay, let me stop for. Okay, if you notice, an unhandled exception occurred while processing the request. Win32 exception, the network path was not found. Unknown location. We found that on slide number 5. Now we're going to slide number 6. The cause of the error is traced back to the IP address. So we will go and look at the current IP address. The current IP address is 10.10.101.0, and that IP address is not the current IP address for the computer. We will go and test the current IP address. So we will do Windows R, Command CMD, and type ipconfig all. As you can see, the preferred IP address is 192.168.2.132. Once I replace that IP address, everything is fixed. As you can see, I'm copying this IP address here. Copy the IP address that has been the correct IP address, hit copy, and then go to the appsettings.json. The file is here, appsettings.json. You come over here and paste it. Once you paste that, make sure the word is not there. Okay. Okay, now the 192.168.2.132 is current. So we are going to do again debug, start debugging. As you can see, the application is now working wonderful. That is a conclusion for finding the cause of the network not found by replacing the IP address.